Good evening, welcome to the SB News Network. Tonight's top stories. Barman returns from his holidays, but when will the next video be? Red pill philosophy fails to science once again. Space Force camo, but who are they really hiding from? We have a discussion with Joey Roach on his lack of understanding, and BM Furball finally returns to YouTube. But first, our top story. The sarcastic barman has finally returned to the pub after his long absence in North Wales. But many people are wondering, when will we next get to hear the barman say fuck on camera? It's been a while, but we're hoping it will be soon. We have this exclusive interview by one of our reporters just as he returned home last week.
And yes, he seems to be pulling up now. I shall try to ask him a few questions as he does. Oh, he drives so slow though, doesn't he really? Jesus. And yes, we'll make our way over and we shall see. Barman! Is it true you're going to be making videos? Is it true you're shit at the sex? Will you answer me?
Can you just leave me alone and let me get on with some work, please? I just got back off holiday.
Well, a very curt response it was. Back to the studio.
Thank you for that. Now, in other news, red pill philosophy once again shows his lack of understanding of science. We have this short clip to summarise.
Hey guys, all science confirms that the Earth is flat and down doesn't change directions.
Quite possibly one of the stupidest things ever featured on this channel. But thank you for trying red pill philosophy. But now we turn to our interview with Joey Cockroacher. Sorry, Joey Roacher. I do apologise. Joey, can you hear me?
Thank you so much for joining me.
I'm sorry, Mr. Roach, I believe there's a bit of misunderstanding. You're joining me. This is my channel. But would you like to tell us a bit about yourself?
I'm Facebook famous and I use my popularity to promote truths like 9/11, crisis actors, fake mass shootings, fluoride in the water, chemtrails, 9/11 being a controlled demolition, the fact that we never went to the moon, and the fact that the Earth is flat, and much, much more.
Interesting, Mr. Roach. Those theories make you out to be batshit crazy, but who am I to judge? I believe tonight you wanted to address some points about the flat Earth.
The science of lightning and thunder proves that there is something solid and vast that's encapsulating this flat plane of Earth.
Interesting, Mr. Roach. I always believed that lightning was caused by ice particles bumping into each other in the cloud, causing static electricity. This is the reason why most lightning actually occurs within the cloud, and it's very rarely where it actually comes down and hits the ground. But I'm sure you can enlighten us more.
I'll just explain it to you. I've already presented in the comment section a video that you can watch. It's a 2.5 minute video explaining the science of lightning, but I'll put it in layman's terms for you.
Yes, we've already seen that video, Mr. Roach. I'm not sure how you're going to make it any more layman's terms, as you put it, as I believe that video was made for children to start with. If you're struggling with the concepts and believe they need dumbing down more, I believe that may be something to do with your educational level rather than the content of the video itself. But please, continue.
As dark rain clouds pass over Earth's flat surface, they send down invisible to our eye spectrum stepped leaders. These stepped leaders make a connection with Earth's upward stepped leaders, and you hear a noise.
I'm sorry, Mr. Roach, I believe we're going to have to stop you right there. The stepped leaders are the particles that come down, and the upward leaders are the particles that go up. An upward stepped leader, I believe, is just a word you've made up to make yourself sound more intelligent for this video. Or you're just showing that you didn't watch the original video to start with. I could be wrong.
That's the noise of a connection being made between the upward leader and the downward steep leader.
Again, Mr. Roach, I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop you there. The ch-ch noise, as you put it, is not the noise of the connection being made or the lightning travelling. That's the noise of the air collapsing back in after the lightning has travelled through, causing the space in the air to have been formed in the first place. I am beginning to wonder if you've done any research into this fact you're telling us proves the flat Earth.
When this occurs, lightning, electrostatic energy from Earth, shoots upwards. Most people think that lightning shoots down. You see that in cartoons, but that's simply an urban legend.
Well, I am glad to see you understand one thing about lightning, but could you please explain to us how this proves the flat Earth?
Well, here we go. Science confirms what I'm saying, that lightning strikes up. But here's where we disagree. They say that as lightning goes up in the air, it heats up the atmosphere, expands it, and eventually explodes in the thin air. That's why we hear delayed roar over our heads.
Now, Mr. Roach, we would like to point out on this channel that through all the research that we have done, we've never found lightning needing to explode to cause the sound. We believe you're getting things slightly confused here. Yes, the lightning travels up, we both agree with that, and yes, there is noise caused by this. But this is due to the channeling effect of the lightning and also the lightning heating up the air around it to around 50,000 degrees or so. This then causes the air to heat and cool very quickly around. That then causes the drumming effect of thunder that you are, I believe, badly explaining. But we'll continue.
But that's impossible because we cannot reduplicate that. We can't make lightning, electricity explode into the air as they claim lightning does. The only way to make it explode is to have it come into contact with something solid.
Again, Mr. Rocha, you're explaining this very, very badly. No one else is saying that lightning needs to explode to cause thunder. This seems to be something that only you want to say. It's the air around which is causing the thunder, not the explosions of the lightning. And as to say we cannot recreate lightning is a bit misleading once again. We can't create lightning on the scale that we see naturally. We do have the ability to create Tesla coils, which can show an arcing effect similar to lightning. But again, these things aren't the same but do share similarities. You're twisting things to fit your narrative, I believe, here.
Therefore, as lightning strikes up, not down, I've just proven that with the video that I've put in the comment section, we now know that it's hitting something vast and solid above our heads. That's why we hear a delayed roar. So the science of lightning and the after effect of thunder, or the reverberation of lightning hitting off of the dome, is proof that there's something solid and vast above our heads.
No, Mr. Rocha, I'm afraid not. Your entire premise falls apart when you take into account that we've never seen lightning leaving a cloud going upwards. We've seen lightning within clouds and we've seen lightning from clouds to ground, but never from clouds to the dome. And considering we do have things above clouds, you would think we would see this often if we're basing it on your premise, rather than just it's heating air that's creating thunder, a channeling effect for the sounds and other such things. So your premise falls apart. I'm afraid we're going to have to leave this interview here because my brain is being numbed by the complete stupidity of all your statements. But now for something completely stupid. This week, Donald Trump gave a press conference where he addressed and showed off the new Space Force with their new camo green uniforms. Yes, some of you may be thinking, why the camo green? Well, obviously the planets that the Space Force are going to go to obviously have lush green forests. To explain more, we go to our correspondent somewhere in a secret soundstage in Nevada.
Thank you. I come to you now from a secret NASA facility somewhere in Nevada, built in the late 60s for secret government lunar testing. As you can see, I'm wearing the latest in space camouflage technology, given away only by my feet, which raises the question, why is Donald Trump kitting his men out in strange green camo gear? And obviously, it's for fighting on planets covered in trees. This leads us to wonder, how far is Space Force going to go to protect our rights? Will they be standing there on a garden-like planet defeating the evil alien communists? Or is it for something more sinister? Is he planning to use Space Force on our own planet using secret alien space weapons? Only you can find out. Back to the studio.
Thank you for that enlightening report. Our final story. BM Furball has made his triumphant return to YouTube after almost 2 months, returning to the place he was last seen, the Silly Shill Show. Many have led to speculate whether he was tied up and left in a corner and simply forgot about, and the whole "I've moved back to America" thing was simply a ploy because the shills paid him off after forgetting to let him out the last time. We here at SB News would like to thank BM Furball for coming onto the shills and are hoping to see much more content from him in the following months. And finally, a word from our sponsors.
Hey, crazy Russian man, do you love clothes?
Ah! Yuri does like clothes!
Awesome. And do you love the barman in a way that's just like, yeah, he's really cool, I wish I was as cool as him?
Ah, the barman, he is the best. You do realize barman has lots of vodka.
Well, now you can have clothes with a barman's face on. Check the link down below for my Teespring.
Oh, awesome! Now Yuri can look good and stay warm while he drunk and burst out in garage. Yay!